Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. This Mazda 2 was taken in part exchange late yesterday afternoon. This is a Mazda 2 1.5 Sport Nav. This is the 90 PS, that's the power output, presented in Snowflake White, which is a pearlescent white with a dark cloth interior. And as I take you around the car, I just want to give you a little bit of background, and hopefully you can appreciate the condition of this vehicle. It was supplied new by the Masters group, so Masters Mazda, which are over in Eden Park or Beckenham, okay, which is just up the road here from us, probably about a 15-minute drive. The previous owners, very happy with the brand. We just so happened to have a vehicle that they wanted, CX-5. Their family is expanding and they needed a bigger car. So this was part exchanged against a used CX-5, and we're delighted to have it in our used car offering. We've given it a quick clean and it's come up beautifully. It really is in lovely condition. It's got service history. It's due a service. The last service was done this time last year, where it had more of a major service, including some brake work. But the car will go through our workshop, our Mazda approved used car prep centre. Anything that requires doing shall be done. So things that really leaped out at me was there's no curbing on the alloys, which I'm pleasantly surprised about, because usually alloys have a bit of a hard life. So these are all immaculate. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Okay, paintwork's unmarked. I mean, it has done about 26,000 miles, the car, so I'm sure if you scrutinised it enough, you'd find some imperfection. But no, she's very nice. Now, before we go inside, it's getting a bit windy out here, and you probably can't hear me that well. Let me show you in the boot. Now, this is what I would call a family friendly boot. My benchmark is whether it will fit a child pram in here, or child pushchair. This definitely would, because I have a 2.5-year-old. There is a space for a spare wheel should you require one. Cars these days, the majority of cars won't have a spare, but you can have them as accessory if that's a requirement. You've got a 60-40 split rear seat, and this parcel shelf can pop out to give you that extra room if needed. Now, back on the family-friendly side of things, this car does have Isofix child seat anchorages. So you've got Isofix anchorages on the two outer rear seats. I myself don't have an Isofix seat, so you can just use it with your seat belt, but for those of you that do, the anchors are all there. You've got electric windows, front and rear, and I would say quite an accessible rear passage. Opens up quite nice and wide, and I think that would it'd be pleasing to my elderly parents, and also getting my son in and out of his child seat. All these things that I have to do now that I never thought of before. So interior, I mean, look at the condition of it. Look, the seat bolster, there's no wear there, there's no nasty staining, there's no unpleasant smells, headlining's unmarked. It's all very nice indeed. These are the later cars, so they're facelifted. You've just got a nicer interior, different surround on the sat nav, a nicer steering wheel, the buttons, auto folding wing mirrors, all nice stuff. The roof is free from any dents. You're probably thinking, why is he mentioning the roof? I've had a few cars lately with hail damage, so I always pay particular attention to the roof. It's all very nice indeed. Now, being the sport model, you've got the smart keyless entry. So, as long as you've got the key on your person, so like in a bag or your pocket, in your hand, you press that button there, the car will recognise you've got the key, and it will unlock itself. When you walk away from the car, now this is an optional setting, with the keys on your person, the car detects that and will lock itself. So that's the smart part of it. You've got electric windows here, wing mirrors, so you can set them on auto, so when you lock the car they'll fold, or you can do it manually. I don't mean manually as pushing it, but manually out, in or out, or whichever way that is. Can't remember. Height adjustable seat. This little panel here, so you can adjust your headlight levels. I don't think anyone ever does that. I don't think I've ever actually adjusted that in my life. But if you have, you know, a boot full of heavy stuff, 3 large rugby players in the back, so that your car sort of tips up at the front, this will compensate for that and dip your lights to stop blinding oncoming traffic. As I say, I don't think people really know what that is, but that is what that does. You've got a tyre pressure monitoring system, which will notify you if your tyre pressures fall 4 psi or more. Now, I used to think, oh, this is an annoying little light, but I was thinking about it the other day on my own cars. I don't check tyre pressures unless I was going on a cross-continental drive, or the tyre looked flat or felt a bit strange. And 4 psi may not necessarily make your tyre look flat or feel any different, but it will affect the fuel consumption. It will affect cornering, braking, overall safety of the vehicle. So nice little feature. You've also got, on the topic of safety, lane departure warning. So if you were to veer out of a lane without indicating, the car will warn you either by a bleep or a rumble, the rumble light when you hit the hard shoulder. And you've got traction control, which helps keep you on the road. And I say helps keep you on the road, helps, you know, keep you in a straight line when you're braking, helps prevent you wheel spinning. And you've got an engine intelligent i-stop system, which will turn the engine off when in traffic to save fuel, to save you money, and ultimately help save the environment. Okay, so I've got the keys in my pocket, so let me get them out. 2 keys with the car. Okay, you put your foot on the clutch. This lights up green just to let you know that the car recognises the key. Press the button, steering lock unlocks, the car fires into life. So let's start with the mileage. So you've got 26,170 miles. Okay, as I say, it will be serviced. It has service history, but we'll do whatever the next service due is. You've got a trip computer here on the right that will give you MPG. So look, 44.1. So as you can see, the car is super economical. That's at an average speed of 17 miles an hour. So imagine if you were doing more long runs, this car will be well into the 50s. Okay, and then you've got your range, 70 miles. Now, I think we've all got a bit of range anxiety at the moment with the current sort of fuel delivery crisis. So yes, we all like a frugal car. Right, speedo's in the middle. Handbrake warning there. Now, I want to show you something actually. This car does not have a temperature gauge. Now, what you get is a light there. Red is too hot, and blue will be when the car's cold, and then that will distinguish itself, and then there'll be nothing there unless the car got too hot. So that's what you get when you minus a temperature gauge. Okay, I think our current models now are coming with temperature gauges. They've reverted back. Okay, you've got automatic wipers, automatic lights, so they will go on. The wipers will go quicker depending on how dense the rain is, and you can adjust the sensitivity. You've got cruise control, so even on a little car like this, you can set your cruise control and save those important miles on your tank. Very good for conserving fuel. Hot topic at the moment. And you've got volume controls here, say info button for your trip computer, or your tracks or your radio station, and you can decline and answer a call there. So it's all Bluetooth connectivity. I've got an Android phone. If I paired up my Android phone to this, it'll also read my text messages, okay? And you can stream all your music, etc. From your phone. Now, this car does have the facility to be upgraded to have CarPlay. So on the apps page, you can have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So then you can mirror your phone's apps and navigate through them from this system here. Now, this is touchscreen. Okay, but once you start moving, so when the car isn't stationary, that no longer works. So you've got this multimedia commander, or human interface as I call it, to navigate through here. Not that I'm promoting you know, you distract yourself too much, but it's always handy to be able to go through a menu, you know, radio station, sat nav functions as you're moving along. So on your apps there, you've also got like fuel economy monitor, which we've kind of gone through. Okay, so very economical little car, and these are a 1.5 4-cylinder. A lot of little cars these days are sort of 3-cylinder with turbos, and they're fine, nothing wrong. We sell plenty of them as part exchanges, but they just don't drive as well as a 4-cylinder. They just feel a little bit unbalanced. Entertainment, so you've got DAB radio, you've got FM, AM, AHA Stitcher, our internet apps, Bluetooth, so you can stream everything Bluetooth, and you've got 2 USBs for charging and data. Navigation, so you've got a sat nav, you put your postcode in and off you go. It's got lots of features: shortest route, longest route, avoid this, avoid motorways, but you can also, one of the most useful features, you can search, look at that, fuel stations. It's a shame it hasn't got a category, fuel stations with fuel nearby. And you can search all the different fuel stations, and the direction and the distance. Now you can set up a Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone. It will use a minuscule amount of data, and you'd also get the fuel price. You'd get weather reports. You'd also get, amongst other things, live traffic updates. So really good comprehensive system. But if you have the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you can use any of those apps. And in your settings page here, so you can change display settings, safety, lane departure warning I mentioned earlier. You've got rear parking sensors, smart city braking, so you've got a camera up here, and if you're doing under, I think it's 20 or 19 miles an hour, so very slow speed, I'll give you a scenario here: stop start traffic. Perhaps it's like queuing for petrol. Stop start, you look out the window, you're a bit distracted, you know, because you're trying to entertain yourself. If you get too close to that car in front, boom, the car will put its brakes on. Providing, you know, you're not steering, you're not accelerating, braking, there's no driver input, so you're not intentionally wanting to do that, it'll put the brakes on. Now the wonderful thing about that, it's recognized by insurance companies, so it should reflect in your premium. So very good feature to have. I think all cars will have that in the future. Sound system, you've got a great sound system, it's fantastic. Mazda use Bose on our higher end cars, but even the standard stereo are really good. I only listen to LBC, so I don't really have it turned up that high. The clock is GPS synced, so you never have to relearn on how to change the clock, because that always takes me ages. So that's synced with the sat nav. And you got some sort of convenient settings. Remember I mentioned walk away lock, so you can turn that on and off here. So I'm going to turn it. Oh, I've just reset these settings. So hang on. Walk away locks, I'm turning that on. So when I walk out away from the car will lock. Then you've got auto relock times, etc. I like these features here. Coming home lights. So when you lock the car at night, the lights will stay on for 30 seconds. You can adjust this, of course, to give you safe passage to your front door. And leaving home lights as well. So if it's dark, you unlock the car's lock stay on, and so you can sort of see where you're walking up to the car. So nice convenience features like that. Okay, right, so we're 14 minutes in to the video. I don't want to go on too much longer. I hope I've still got your attention. The car will come with a 12-month Mazda ZZ Plus warranty. Okay, that comes with 12 months roadside assistance and MOT insurance for the first year. Part exchange is extremely welcome, even if you don't have a Mazda or a Suzuki. If you have a look on our website, you'll see that we quite often sell part exchanges. I must admit we do cherry pick, but we can give the best prices. So there's lots of online valuation buying sites. Check them out, of course, but do give us a go. We are very keen on a part exchange. And despite what Mr. Schofield says, we'll always do a fantastic deal. Okay, we have finance facilities to suit all, and we have the facility to extend warranties for up to 3 years. So we like to make dealing with us as seamless and as easy and pleasant as possible. So do give us a shout via online channels, email, live chat, or just pick up the phone. Even if it's out of hours, leave a voicemail and we'll pick up that voicemail, come back to you often quicker than you'd expect. So thanks for watching the video, and we look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye bye.